Good morning. It's Tuesday morning, and we're going to look at Psalm 48 this morning. It may seem strange to you, this psalm. It seems strange to me in the past. I've studied it out a little bit today. I'm going to read portions of it, highlight a portion of it. It's almost as if it's a psalm to a city. It's not really a psalm to a city, but it seems like it is a psalm to Jerusalem. It reads this way: Great is the Lord and most worthy of praise in the city of our God, his holy mountain. Beautiful in its loftiness, the joy of the whole earth. Like the heights of Zaphon in Mount Zion, the city of the great king. God is in her citadels. He has shown himself to be her fortress. When the kings joined forces, when they advanced together, they saw her and were astounded. They fled in terror. Trembling seized them there, pain like that of a woman in labor. You destroyed them like ships of Tarshish, shattered by an east wind. As we have seen, so we have heard. In the city of the Lord Almighty, in the city of our God, God makes her secure forever. It ends this way: For this God is our God forever and ever. He will be our guide even to the end of the earth. I've skipped 3 or 4 verses at the tail end. In ancient cities, here's how it would work. They would find the highest mountain to build their most important city. And on that mountain, they would build on the highest hill the temple. The temple would be the highest point, as the point between heaven and earth, right? So God is seen above, earth below, and so the temple has to be at the highest point, the Temple Mount, right? Even in Jerusalem, this is true. There would be fortifications around the city, citadels. They would be high, and then there would be further fortifications around the temple, so that if the temple walls or the city walls got breached, they would still have the temple walls to fall back to. So this is the language that's being talked about here. They're viewing Jerusalem. They're seeing the city of God as their safe place, as God within her temple, God with her. As long as God was in the city, was for the city, then they were secure. It's an interesting question as to how to read this psalm today. God doesn't reside in cities or temples. How are we supposed to think about this? Really, I think this was the ministry of Jesus, to think about the kingdom of God now not as a physical location, but a spiritual reality that we're invited into, that we join, that we become part of, and that when we're in the kingdom of God, we are literally in the same way in the protection of God, the King, in his place. No threat, total safety, providential provision from God. There's a switch then, away from the temple as the sign of our strength, to what? The kingdom of God, the people of God, filled by the Spirit of God, comprising the church of God, as the reality as to where God dwells. So guess what that means? When we read this psalm, we are thinking about God's presence, our presence in the kingdom of God, the place of safety, security, the place of God's provision, his loving protection. You are safe and I am safe as long as we're with God in his kingdom, with God as our Father. Grace and peace to you.